These ladies are from Camden and they want to do an interview.
It's not my usual out there. What is the question?
Well, I'd like to ask about the hecklers today. The hecklers at Rachel Reeves.
Honestly, I wasn't there, so I don't know. I think it's probably no, I wasn't there, I don't know anything about it.
This guy's obviously got a pass from the 2019 conference.
As you can see, we tried to get an interview with Hamish Falconer about Palestine. He asked us what the question would be before disappearing. This was back at the Labour Party conference in Liverpool, after Rachel Reeves had been heckled over the conflict in her speech. But were there people at the conference who agreed with the message the protester had tried to get across? We visited the Labour Friends of Palestine and the Middle East reception to find out.
We've changed the party.
There's enormous steps that have been made. We have to be open about that. The reapplication of funding to UNRWA, the releasing of the objection to the ICC, as well as the ceasing of some arms sales is a good positive step, but it's nowhere near what we should be doing. We now recognise, the government itself recognises that there's a potentiality to the arms exports that we give to Israel being linked to war crimes. Now, the response to that cannot be to ban 8% of arms to Israel. That's like me finding out my employer is committing war crimes and saying, okay, I'm just not going to come in on a Monday, but I'll come in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Labour still won't ban all sales of arms to Israel. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's, we've got to make more movement on it eventually. It's a difficult position for the party, I know, but I'm in support of banning more weapon sales to Israel. I hope we need to work to get a just solution for the Palestinian people. And so we do need to work with everyone that can help get to that solution.
So the reality is there's much more that can be done, and we're going to be calling on the government over the coming weeks and months to release the legal advice that they have to end all arms sales to Israel and to recognise Palestine immediately.
But it seems that the government are quite slow to kind of understand that message, so people feel like they're pushed to do these actions and make these quite public demonstrations.
If the party requires pushing, I'm a great pusher, so I'm happy to push. Yeah, but it requires voices like ours to raise the issues fervently, and what we've seen is already in the 11 weeks we've seen some movement. So I'm positive and hopeful that we can move on the rest as well.
Do you think they're doing enough, considering they're still not calling for a total cease of arms to Israel?
I think what they have been doing is good. There has been good improvement, developments in the last few weeks, I would say. But it's not enough for sure. We still have our families living in makeshift nylon tents. We're still losing kids every day. We're still people waiting for aid to enter Gaza, and still people waiting to go back to their homes in North Gaza. So to answer your question, no. I think we're looking for more from this government. I think there are multiple factors, including the international, I would say, politics and the various political actors within the world, I would say. But I think the UK government in a very unique position, because we have a prime minister who was actually an international lawyer. So I think this should happen very soon, because I will quote here, because Thatcher said you cannot be selective in your uphold of international law. You can't say I like this law, I don't like, I will uphold that law, and I will not uphold the other. And just imagine, I'm quoting Thatcher in a Labour conference. So the expectations are extremely high from this government, and I'm pretty sure this is the same government which achieved the peace agreement in Northern Ireland. And so hopefully we're looking to achieve something like that for Palestine.
There's a lot of talk about, when we got into government, we called for a ceasefire straight away. Do you not feel that that's a bit of rewriting of history, considering it was months where Labour stayed silent?
I mean, yeah, for months we were one of the few voices that were calling for a ceasefire. I think we were the first Labour organisation that did. And last year at conference, we'd warned that what would unfold would unfold. So, look, the reality is what can make a material difference on the ground. We can play politics all we like. People can go up and give wonderful speeches. But the reality is what can we do to save children in Gaza, civilians in Gaza, civilians in Lebanon, and all those affected by it. Whatever makes material difference is what I care about. And if that requires us to do pushing, to do more lobbying, and to move the government further along, we're more than happy to.
They stay silent because they were in the opposition. I think there is an opportunity now to reset the clock and do the right things because they are in the government. You can't blame the others forever, but when you're on the government, you call the shots, basically.
What did the people of Birmingham feel about the Tories coming to their city for the third year in a row? Watch our film now. And don't forget to subscribe.